All right, math one, we're gonna do, we're just gonna continue with what we were doing. We're gonna still make equations using slope-intercept form. So we're looking at the equation y equals mx plus b. What we're gonna do is we are gonna make the equation given a table, which we've kind of done before, and then we're gonna do a little more practice of getting y by itself going through here. So why don't you go ahead and get a sheet of paper out and just go through the notes with me. The first table is going to look like this. Just keep in mind, x is your x. F of x is really just a y. So when you're doing, we're going to have IXL today. They write f of x up here, but it's the same as an XY chart. All right, the first thing you need, it does not matter whether you're given a graph, a chart, an equation, whatever, it does not matter. We need to find the slope. And remember, your slope is always the difference of your y's over your x's. If we did our direct variation, remember that was equal to our k. For direct variation, well, in this case, it's going to be equal to our m, all right, which is our slope right here. So you're going to go through, you have a couple of options actually here. You can go through on the table and just find the difference between them, or you can honestly just pick two of the points that are here and just deal with two of the points. So I think I'm going to go that route, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try that. Let's do 213 as one of them, and I'm going to pick 335. All right, so I'm given 2 points. I'm not going to worry about it. I will use these as tester points at the end. All right, so we're going to find our slope. That is the first thing we do. So we find the difference. We take 35 minus 13, which is 22. Okay, that goes on the top. And then on the bottom, we do our x's. So 3 minus 2 is 1, which means that our slope is 22. So we say up here, y equals 22x plus b, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to pick one of the 2 points that I chose, and I'm going to input the x value into the x and the y in for the y. So I'm going to choose this point right here. So I'm going to rewrite this now with 13 in the y spot, and then I'm going to take 2, putting 2 right here, 22 times x, and x is 2, so 22 times 2 is 44, plus b. And then here, in order to get your b by itself, what you're going to do is subtract the 44 over. So you're going to get your calculator if you need it, but you're going to take 13 minus 44, and that gives you a negative 31. So negative 31 is equal to b. So finished answer would be y equals 22x minus 31. All right, remember I said I was going to use one of these as tester points? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 457. What this says is if I input a 4, I better get a 57 back out. So I'm going to input a 4 right here. So I'm going to take 22 times 4, which is 88. And then I'm going to subtract 31 from it, and I had better see 57. And then I can test this one too. I'm doing the same idea. I'm going to put 5 here and for the x. So I'm going to take 22 times 5, and then I'm going to subtract 31 from it, and I better see a 79. And if I do, then I know this equation that I'm going to type in is absolutely correct. All right, so same thing over here. I'm going to pick 2 points. I'm going to pick the first 2 points. All right, so I'll give you a minute to write that down. Okay, while I'm rewriting my points. Okay, or pause the video and write your table. Okay, this one should be pretty easy because the subtraction here is easy. First thing, again, you are going to find your slope. So you take 44 minus 43, which is 1. Then you're going to take 2 minus 1, which is 1 also. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So what you just found was your m. So right now I have y equals 1x plus b. Then I'm going to pick one of the 2 points that I chose. Again, I'm going to use this one. And the 43 goes in place of this y. I'm going to put the 1 in place of the x right here. Well, 1 times 1 is just 1, plus b. To get b alone, I have to subtract that 1 over. So 43 minus 1 is 42. So now I have my m and my b. So I'm ready to write y equals 1x. I'm not going to put the 1 here. And then plus 42. All right, again, I'm going to use these as tester points. If I put 3 in here, it's 3 plus 42, 45. Yes. If I put 4 in here, it's 4 plus 42, 46. Yes, it is, so I can't be wrong. All right, so here's the last example I'm going to go through. Why don't you pause the video and try this on your own and see if you come up with the same equation that I do. Okay, so I got -5 to be my slope. All right, I'm going to choose this point. 4 goes in place of that y. I'm going to take the 3, put it here. Well, -5 times 3 is a -15 plus b. In order to get b by itself, I have to add the 15 over this time because it's a -15, so I add it over. And you get b to equal 19. So finished answer is y equals your m, x plus b. Okay, and don't forget to check this. I'm going to take 5 and put it here. So -5 times 5 is -25, and -25 plus 19 is -6. I can try that. If I stick 6 in here for x, I get -5 times 6 is -30, and -30 plus 19 is -11. So I cannot be wrong. Okay. Coming down here, all I'm going to do is go through these, and my goal is to get y by itself. So I want to get each one of these into the form of y equals mx plus b. Therefore, I'm always going to know my slope and my y-intercept, so it's really super easy to graph. All right, so focusing over here, here's where my y is. I am going to go through and distribute that across for right now. So I'm going to get 2x minus 2. Then to get y alone, I have to add the 10 over. Well, if I add the 10, I need to add the 10 here to the -2. All right, so finished answer is y equals the 2x remains, and -2 plus 10 is +8. And there we go. So my slope is 2, and my y-intercept is 8. All right, looking at this one, well, it looks like I need to get rid of this 19. It's a +19, so I need to subtract it to the other side first. So I get 6y is equal to 19x minus 19, because we are subtracting a 19 to cancel that out. And what I do to that side, I have to do over here. And I cannot combine these because they're not like terms, so I just write it like this. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to divide every single term by 6. Okay, and 6 does not go into 19 evenly, so I'm going to leave it as a fraction. So y equals 19 over 6x, that's my slope. And my y-intercept is 19 over 6, which is really 3 1/6. So I'm going to start a little bit at -3 1/6, and then I'd rise 19 and run 6. All right, so here would be my finished answer. All right, over here, I have my y on this side. If you need to rewrite it, put equals 19x over here. That's fine. Or you can just focus over here. And what do we do first? Well, I need to get rid of the subtracting of 11. So I do that by adding 11 to the other side. So on this side, I'm going to have 19x plus 11. And that is going to equal my 7y. And then to get y by itself, we divide every single term by 7. So here's where I'm probably going to just go ahead and rewrite this. So I got my y by itself. I'm going to put that on this side. And then over here, here's my mx. I'm going to write that next. So it's 19 over 7 x. And then 7 doesn't go into 11 evenly either. So I'm going to write it as that. All right, last one here. Here's where my y is. I need to work on getting this by itself. So the first thing I need to do is subtract that 18x over. All right, so I'm going to get an 11y. Subtracting that 18x over, so I get a negative 18x. I still have the minus 17 on this side. Then I need to divide every single term by 11. 11 does not go into 18 even or this one even. All right, but that's going to cancel the 11 out in front of that. So I get y to equal negative 18 over 11x minus 17 over 11. And that is what you will type in. All right, what we're going to be doing, and I will put this on Google Classroom, but you're going to be doing S10 and S12 on the IXL under the algebra category, and I would like for you to get each of those up to a 90%. All right, anything above a 90 will go as extra credit on your quiz, which is on Wednesday, so I will need you to log into Google Classroom at the time we would normally meet and hit the video button that's at the top of the header page there. It should say Google Meets, and there's a big long code of words. Click on that. That way I can kind of monitor you, and if you have questions on your quiz, you can ask. There's a little chat button, so we can chat back and forth while you are taking the quiz, and if you need any help, I will be there. All right, let me know if you have any questions.